With this video, I will talk about searching strategies with databases. Now here we are back to the online guide. If you click on the Articles tab. Now, as we all know, a database is a collection of information that allows you to retrieve different document types. At the university, we have a whole host of different databases and resources that you can use to search for information. Resources like Google or Wikipedia do not contain a lot of credible information like academic databases. With academic databases, a lot of the information has gone through a peer review process where experts in the field have looked over the work and deemed it credible to be published. The way most databases search is through the use of Boolean operators. There are three main types of Boolean operators: and, or, not. And you use these operators to broaden or narrow a search. For instance, with the AND operator, if you use that operator between the two keywords coronavirus and vaccine, that will instruct the database to retrieve all documents that contain coronavirus and vaccine. And here you are narrowing the search. On the other hand, with the OR operator, you use that to broaden the search. For example, coronavirus or COVID-19 instructs the database to retrieve all documents that contain coronavirus or COVID-19. The OR operator is generally used with synonyms. These are similar words, so you don't miss out anything in the literature. With the NOT operator, you use that to exclude keywords. So coronavirus not vaccine tells the database to retrieve all documents that contain coronavirus but not vaccine and not coronavirus and vaccine. Here you're narrowing your search. Okay, so let's go back to the online guide. So if we now go to the Senerio question and click on the slides here, the scenario is that we are searching for peer-reviewed information on the following topic statement: genetic characterization and melanism in male and female Mojave 2E chart. The first thing you need to do when you're confronted with a topic statement is to read it and then select the keywords that are relevant and stand out. Keywords like and, in, on, off, those are sometimes referred to as stop words, and because they have no much meaning. If I look at the topic statement here, keywords like genetic, melanism, Mojave 2E chart are the relevant keywords for that topic statement. We have male and female here, but since we have both species, we don't need to use those keywords. If it was just one of the species, male or female, then we would need to use that as a keyword. Okay, so now once you've selected the keywords, and these are my selected keywords: genetic, melanism, Mojave 2E chart, then the next thing you need to do is to think about different synonyms and alternate ways of spelling your keywords. So, for instance, with genetic, a synonym could be hereditary. I've also used the asterisk after the gene in genetic. So after the E character. The asterisk is sometimes referred to as a truncation symbol because it truncates the keyword so that you can capture other different variants of that keyword with characters after the E in gene. For instance, the database will capture terms like genetic, genetically, genetics. So you're not changing the meaning of the keyword, and it allows you to broaden your search and retrieve as much information as possible about that keyword. Then next to Mojave 2e chart, I used a quotation marks for another way of naming your fish. The quotation mark is sometimes referred to as a phrase search. So it searches those keywords within the quotation marks in that order, and it will retrieve that phrase wherever it appears within all the documents in the database. So once you've thought about the synonyms of your keywords, the next thing you will need to do is to create a Boolean string where you use your Boolean operators, the ands, the ors and the nots. And here I've combined my keywords with the or operator and then use the and operator to combine the next set of keywords. Once you've thought about that, the next thing you need to do is to go to a database. So if I go back to the online guide, okay, so now we are back in the online guide. Once you've created your Boolean string, you will need to use it in a database to conduct a search. As I mentioned earlier, there's a number of different resources, databases, that we have here at the university for you to use. We have BIOSIS, Scopus, PubMed, EBSCOhost databases, Google Scholar. These are all resources that contain credible information and allows you to search and retrieve peer-reviewed information. Resources like Scopus or EBSCOhost or Google Scholar, these are multidisciplinary databases, meaning that you can search for information in virtually every discipline. Other resources like BIOSIS, this is a very subject-specific database because it contains information, content that's relevant to a specific subject area, in this case, biology. So if I click on BIOSIS and start with that one, this is the interface, the front page of BIOSIS. Now most resources, databases, have a search box where you can type in your keyword, and next to the search box is often a field box. Here you can search for different fields where you want your keywords to be searched. For instance, if I select title, the database will search those keywords in the titles of all the documents and retrieve those documents for you. I'd like to start off by just searching under topic. If I click on add role, a new search box and field box will open up, and between the boxes you can see you have the Boolean operators. So let me put in the Boolean string from the Senerio. And I'm going to select topic. Later on I can refine it to title or add another row and add more keywords to conduct my search. Click on search, and with this fish there's not that much written about it. As you can see, I've only found 8 documents. If you find something like a couple thousand documents, you may have to go back to your search and type in more keywords with the OND operator, or experiment with the field option. Maybe put in title. If the keyword is often found in the title, it sometimes has more relevance to what you're looking for. So if I move back to my search, now I've retrieved 8 documents. You can also refine your set by different parameters on the left hand side. You can refine it by publication years, for instance. Document types, here I can see articles, so they're all articles. Different concepts within your data set. And by other parameters as well. In the center, you have your documents. Now each document has a title, or the document, in this case the article. Then it has the names of the authors. I can see the year, the name of the publication, that's the journal name. Then you have the volume, the issue in brackets, and then there's the page numbers. There's an abstract right below the document information. And on the right hand side, you'll see citations and references. Citations refers to the number of documents that are citing this specific document. So here you are moving forward in time, whereas with the references, these are the references that are within this document. Here you're going back in time. There is often a relationship between this document and the researchers that are citing it. So if you click on, in this case, number 2, it will retrieve the 2 documents that are citing this specific document, and you can get more information about that research. Now if I scroll down a wee bit, you can also see that I can see the Find It button. The Find It button is the University Find It button, where if you click on it, it goes to our catalogue and it will let you know if we have the full text available. Okay, so if I click on one of these, say the title, if you click on the title, you go to the document record. This is where the database has searched for those keywords and found those keywords that you're looking for, and then retrieved the document for you. And the keywords are highlighted, as you can see. If I scroll down a wee bit, you also have more information about any species involved or organisms involved in that research. So you have the taxonomic data. And this can bring up more different keywords about the different organisms and species within that research that you can use back in your search strategy. Okay, so what I usually do, once I read the abstract, if that looks interesting to me, I will go to the Find It button, click on the Find It button. The Find It button goes to our catalogue and it will tell you if we have the full text available. If we do have the full text available, it will state under full text availability a link here. There could be a number of different links depending on where the document is available. It could be available from the publisher site or a different database. If we don't have access to this document, you'll see no full text available. And you can then request it through interlibrary loan. So this one is available. So let's click on Springer Link Journals. And here we go to the publisher site. Now I'm looking for the PDF. You have the HTML here, but there's usually a button for PDF, and I can see it here on the right hand side, download PDF. So let's download this document. Here you'll see the full text of this article. This is a research paper, a research article. At the top here you have the title of the document, of the research. Then you have the names of the authors. Sometimes below the authors' names you have the place of where the research was conducted, i.e. the institution of each author. Now most research articles start with an abstract. An abstract is a short paragraph that summarizes the main highlights and results of that research. After the abstract, there's usually an introduction. The introduction gives you a lot of background information about that research. Then following the introduction, if I scroll down a wee bit, you have the methodology section, sometimes headed as methodology or methods, or in this case, materials and methods. After that, I can see the results section. If I scroll down a wee bit more, I can see the discussion. Then at the end, you will usually see a conclusion. In this case, it sounds to me, or it looks to me, that the conclusion has been blended in at the end with a discussion. Then at the end of the document, you have the references. So if a general makeup of a scientific paper is an abstract, a introduction, a methodology, a results section, a discussion, and a conclusion. So if I go back to the online guide, so what I want everybody to do next is to go to the slides here that I showed you earlier and click to the 5th slide, and here you will see the assignment for this part of the module. What I'd like everybody to do is to use a database like BIOSIS and pick one of these topic statements and find a peer-reviewed article. Okay? Once you've completed that, the next thing I'd like you to do is to find this article. This is Endler's article, and you'll be using this for your lab assignment. So you'll need to use BIOSIS and use the information in the actual reference here to see if you can find the PDF of this document. Then download it on your laptops or computers. Okay folks, that's pretty much it. I'll give you 10 minutes to complete these 2 tasks. Thank you for listening.